Okay, so we have come to chapter 11, Vishwa Sandarshana Yoga, the universal form. So what had Lord Krishna told Arjuna, he said in last chapter, Athava bahunai tena kim yatena tavarjuna vishtabhyama idam kritsnam ekamshena stito jagatam. What he says, Arjuna, what is the need, of all the detailed knowledge that you want to know with a single fragment of mind? I myself pervade and support the entire universe. So 10th chapter, Lord explained all that his presence, he is present everywhere, right? And he is present in everything, in all the beings, in his different manifestations. So in this chapter, what Lord Krishna is going to say is going to provide Arjuna with a practical demonstration. Like when we go to the lab, we do the experiment and then we see for ourselves. Similarly, he is going to practically show that everything exists in the self. And then Arjuna is going to witness all the three worlds, and then he is going to be trembling with fear of God's laws, the way he sees, and all the demigods taking his shelter. Then we are going to learn, why does Arjuna want to see the Vishwarupa? Arjuna's experience of this Vishwarupa, his descriptions, his prayers, and pure bhakti, which is the prerequisite to see any form of Krishna. So Arjuna requested, right? Then we see the Arjuna's state of mind. His state of mind is like his illusion is over now. He has accepted, he says, Parabrahma Param Dhama. So he has accepted Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is completely satisfied. In complete humility, he is requesting Krishna to show his universal form. So why is he requesting him to show the universal form? Number one, to convince those who may not agree that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They may still consider him, oh, he is just a powerful being, that's it. And also to set benchmark for imposters. Somebody says, I am Krishna, okay, fine, then show the universal form. So that's how. So the takeaway is, we cannot order Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? We can never order the Lord. But if we surrender with humility, with devotion, with bhakti, if we can invoke his mercy, and then this way Supreme will give himself. So we have to understand that God will always remain supreme, eternally, always. We will always remain insignificantly small, eternally. So let's not become God. Let's become godly. So let's start with the first shloka of the. So I may read some shlokas, some I may not because of lack of time. Arjuna uvacha madanugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma sangitam yatvayoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. Yes, Juma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Arjuna said, I have heard your instruction on confidential spiritual matters, which you have so kindly delivered unto me, and my illusion is now dispelled.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So now, as far as Arjuna is concerned, he says his illusion is over. His illusion is not dispelled, as he said. And in order to establish Krishna's divinity for every one of us, now he is requesting Krishna to show his universal form in this chapter. Let's move on. Yes, Aishwari Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and the disappearance of every living entity as realized through your inexhaustible glories.
Please continue.
Yeah. O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see here before me your actual position, I yet wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours.
Continue, please.
Do you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic powers? Then kindly show me that universal self. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bhavapyao hi bhutanam shrutau vistarasho maya tvattah kamalapatraksha mahatme api chavyayam. Kamalapatraksha, how is he addressing Krishna? Just say Kamalapatraksha, lotus-eyed. Krishna's eyes just appears like, the petals of a lotus flower. His eyes are so beautiful. And out of this joy for Krishna, Because Krishna has assured him, right? In previous chapter, in 7th chapter also, what did he assure? That he said, Aham Krishnasya Jagataha Prabhava Pralayasthatha. I am the source of appearance and disappearance of all these material manifestations. So Arjuna says that Krishna, even though you are the supreme controller, yet you are the non-doer. You are not responsible for our actions. We are responsible for our own karmas. Even though you have created everything, but you are not responsible. You are bestowing the results of our karma. But that also because you are impartial, you are equal to all. Whatever we do, that result we get. So Arjuna is declaring that he is accepting the reality of Lord Krishna as divine personality as such. So he has complete faith in his personal form. It's not that he doesn't have faith in his personal form, but he still wants to see Krishna's universal form, Vishwarupa, with all his opulences. He wishes to see with his own eyes. Not that he doesn't have trust in him. He knows he is the supreme personality of Godhead. There is no doubt about it. So Arjuna is referring to him over in Shloka 4. Yogeshwara tato me tvam darshayatmanam avyam Yogeshwara. He says, oh Yogeshwar, he is the Ishwar of all the yogis. I have expressed my wish. If you think that I am worthy of it, then please, by your grace, please reveal your universal. He's with great humility. He's asking him to show. He says, please show your yoga aishwarya, mystic opulence, So now Arjuna is pleading for Krishna's grace. He's not giving him order, right? Krishna is no, he doesn't have any obligation. He doesn't have to reveal himself to anybody as such, right? But if someone surrenders completely, fully well in Krishna consciousness, engages in devotional service, then Krishna will reveal himself. This is a small story I'll just share very quickly. It's kind of real one only, like they say. So there was this woman who used to take care of her Laddu Gopal, small one. And she would take care of day and night, would see that, oh, it's very hot for Krishna. Okay, let me just put some fan and then make sure that he's sleeping very cold. Then she will put some blanket over that small Laddu Gopal and all. Took very good care of him. Then as age progressed, she couldn't do it anymore. She fell sick. She was bedridden. And then she asked her daughter-in-law to take care of Laddu Gopal, which she did very nicely also. One day what happened, as she was doing something, the Laddu Gopal fell off her hand and fell down. Mother-in-law was bedridden. She couldn't get up. But suddenly something happened to her and she wasn't feeling very well. So she said, I'm not feeling well. She stopped eating also. So daughter-in-law said, why are you not? She said, I don't know. I feel as if my Laddu Gopal is not well. Now, the daughter-in-law was very guilty because the Laddu Gopal had fallen off her hands. So she told the truth to mother-in-law. Mother-in-law said, why didn't you tell me before? Please call a doctor. Doctor for what? No, Laddu Gopal may be hurt. Please call a doctor. And then they didn't want to, but they had to. So they found a doctor who many of them were unwilling to come. But one agreed and he came and he took the Laddu Gopal and he said, no, Maji, he's fine. He's off. Okay. And he kept it. So how do you know? Are you a real doctor? I said, yes. Why are you asking me that? No, but I'm not educated, but real doctor, I feel I saw them putting something in their ears and touching in their heart and all that. The doctor laughed and he said, okay, Maji, I will do it for you. He put a stethoscope and he put it at the heart of Laddu Gopal. And lo and behold, he could hear the heartbeat and he fell unconscious there and then. So this is the devotion, when you surrender fully in Krishna consciousness. So the takeaway is the humility can melt, it can win others' heart. If you're proud, you'll keep challenging others. That's what we learn out of it here. Yes, please, Juma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
The Supreme Personality of God had said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms.
Continue, please.
O Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Arjuna wanted to see Lord Krishna in his universal form. So Lord Krishna is using the word Pashyame Partha Rupani Shatashota Sahasrasha. Okay, Pashya means behold, observe carefully, Arjuna. You must pay attention. So universal form is not possible to be seen by any person, right? Any ordinary person. Krishna has to give, power to see it. Srila Prabhupada explains in his purport. He says, no one in this entire universe can sit in one place and see this whole universe, right? Not even the most advanced scientist can see what is going on in the other part of the universe, just sitting in one place. But after hearing Lord Krishna's instructions to observe, Arjuna is wondering, where should I see? Where is Krishna asking me to see? So Krishna is stating, within the body of Supreme Divine Personality, see within my body. And there you will see infinite universes with all their moving and non-moving entities. Yes, please, Ashwari Mataji.
But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine vision. Behold my mystic opulence. Sanjaya said, O king, speaking thus to Supreme, the Lord of all mystic power, the Supreme Personality of Godhead displayed his universal form to Arjuna.
Hare Krishna. Pure devotee, he would not like to see Krishna in any form. They want to see him in just two-handed and Shyam Sundar Roop, right? The universal form by Krishna's grace. It's not in the, with the mind, but with spiritual eyes only you can see universal form. So no devotee can see just like that with the material eyes. So universal form of Krishna is not very important for a devotee. It will be understood in the coming verses. But because Arjuna has wished and Arjuna wanted to see it, so the Lord is saying, okay, I will give you that special vision, okay? And then you will be able to see. No devotee is wishing to or wanting to see Vishwarupa because that's too much for anybody to see. But Arjuna wanted to prove Krishna's statements, because Krishna is all the time telling me, come to me, surrender to me. I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And how will others know? What is the proof? What is the evidence? So how will people understand? So people will understand when Krishna is going to show his universal Rupa. And Krishna is not just saying theoretically, or philosophically. He's not just saying like that in the air that he is the Supreme, but actually presenting himself with evidence as such for Arjuna. So for the evidence and the proof that he is Sarva Karana Karanam, he is the cause of all causes. So Arjuna has referred to Lord Krishna in this Divyam Dadami Te Chakshu Pashyame Yogam Aishwaram. He's saying Yogam, again Yogeshwar he's saying, right? So now Sanjaya Vacha, he says, Eva Muktva Tato Rajan Mahayogeshwaro Hari. See the nice thing, he said Yogeshwar. So now Sanjay is saying, oh, he is Mahayogeshwar. He is adding a superlative. He is great. He is Lord of all yogis. He is Maha-Lord of all yogis. So Sanjay was, he was also given the gift of farsightedness, right? By his Guru Vedvyas. So he could also see Lord's cosmic form in the same manner as Arjuna could see it. So in next 4 verses, what will Sanjay describe to Dhritarashtra, what Arjuna actually saw? Because of Dash, Arjuna could see the universal form of Lord sitting at one place.
Krishna's inconceivable.
Yeah, correct. Very good. Okay. Yes, please. Juma Mataji.
Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths and unlimited eyes. It was all wondrous. The form was decorated with divine, dazzling ornaments and arrayed in many garbs. He was garlanded gloriously, and there were many scents smeared over his body. All was magnificent, all expanding, unlimited. This was seen by Arjuna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam, Aneka Divyabharanam, Divyaneko Datayudham, Divya Malyambaradharam, Divya Gandhanulepanam, Sarvashcharyamayam Devam, Anantam Vishwatomukham. He could see Ananta, many, Aneka, many, and Anant, unlimited. Sanjay is elaborating upon Krishna's divine universal form with the words Aneka and Ananta. The entire creation is the body of God's cosmic form. And therefore he has countless faces, countless eyes, mouths, shapes, colors, forms. All this is being described by Sanjaya. Yes, please. Aishwari Mata.
If hundreds of thousands of sun were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgency of the Supreme Person in that universal form.
So
Hare
what
Krishna.
Arjuna, Hare Krishna, what Arjuna saw was beyond description, but still Sanjay is still trying to give a mental picture of that great revelation to Dhritarashtra, because Dhritarashtra needs to know, right? So he's trying to give. Neither Sanjaya nor Dhritarashtra, they were not present over there, right? But Sanjaya, because of by the grace of Vyasamuni, he could see actually what was happening at Kurukshetra war. So he's now trying to compare the situation. How? As far as it can be understood, he says, oh, it's unimaginable phenomenon. It's like, thousands of suns, so much effulgence together, that much of brightness I can see, says Sanjaya. Yes, please.
At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tatre kastam jagat krishnam. Here Srila Prabhupada explains very, very nicely in his purport. He says the word tatra. Tatra means there. So it's indicating that both Arjuna and Krishna, they were sitting on the chariot when Arjuna saw the universal form. So others on the battlefield could not see this form because Krishna gave the vision only to Arjuna. So Arjuna could see in the body of Krishna. What could he see? Many thousands of planets. He could see that. So before that, once Krishna had revealed his cosmic form, where anybody knows that? Where did, who saw that before Arjuna? Somebody saw. When he had eaten mud, when he was very small.
Yashoda.
Yes, very nice. So he had revealed within it the vision of his cosmic form by his yoga maya to Ma Yashoda. Ma Yashoda was completely bewildered, confused when she saw that unlimited wonders in the mouth of a little child, So what we get to understand here is, we must give up the tendency to, be thinking that I am the controller, I am the proprietor. But we must follow in the footsteps of Arjuna, and then we will see the mercy flowing automatically the moment you leave that control. So let's see what Sanjay describes, Arjuna's response to the vision of the universal form. Let's see that. Yes, please. I should know this.
Then bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on the end, Arjuna began to pray with folded hands, offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Tatasya vismaya vishto hishtaroma dhananjayah pranamya shirasa devam kritanjalirabhashata. Oh my God, Arjuna was completely amazed, deep reverence, deep respect. He kept on seeing that breathtaking spectacle. It filled him completely with bhakti, with devotion, and so much of delight, so much of outburst. He was completely dazed. He was sweating. His voice was choking. He was trembling. His face was becoming very pale. He was crying. He was shedding tears. And these are all the symptoms that a devotee has, who has intense love in the heart. Whenever you have intense love, that's what these symptoms come up. And sometimes, it shows like that. And that is what Arjuna experienced. His hair began to stand like goosebumps, his hair begins to stand on end. Completely in reverence, with folded hands, he's uttering the following words, So we understand from here that all the material relationships, they all are disappointing, completely disappoints us. But in spiritual worlds, all relationships are perfect. Why? Because here we are dealing with completely imperfect people, whereas when we go to spiritual world, the people over there are perfect, completely perfect. So now let's see what Arjuna said in the next 17 verses. He continuously says, let's see. Yuma Mataji.
Arjuna said, "My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled together in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower as well as Lord Shiva and many sages and divine serpents.
Yes, Arjuna sees everything in the universe. What is he seeing? He is seeing Lord Brahma. He is the first creature in the universe, right? He created the universe. And the divine serpent upon which Garbhodakshay Vishnu, he is lying in the lower regions of the universe. He can see Garbhodakshay Vishnu up to the topmost part of the universe on the lotus flower planet, where Brahma, he is residing over there. What does it mean? It means that from the beginning to the end, everything could be seen by Arjuna. Imagine, and sitting in one place on his chariot. This can only be possible if by the grace of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Yes, please.
O Lord of the universe, I see in your universal body many, many forms, bellies, mouths, eyes expanded without limit. There is no end, the beginning, and there is no middle to all this.
Aneka vaktra netram pashyami tvam sarvato nantarupam nantam na madhyam na punastavadim pashyami vishveshwara vishwarupa. Aneka is expressing, Arjuna is expressing the vastness of the form by experiencing, by saying that, from wherever I'm looking, whichever angle I'm looking, Arjuna is not able to distinguish the end to his manifestation. There is no end he can see. He says, I'm trying to search the beginning, not able to find it. When he's trying to see the middle, again, no success. Again, he's trying to see the end. He cannot see. There is no limit to the panoramic view that he's trying to see. Yes, please.
Your form, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs, is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, which is fiery and immeasurable like the sun. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kiritinam gadinam chakrinam cha tejo rashim sarvato deeptamantam pashyami tvam durnireksham samanta deeptanalaka jyutimaprameyam. The sun dazzles in the eyes, whenever there is sunshine, we close our eyes, right? So as sun dazzles the eyes, similarly, the universal form was completely, immensely, it was so stunning to the eyes. He was able to behold it only and only because he had received the divine eyes from the Lord. Had he not received it, nobody would be able to see. So Arjuna perceived the four-armed Vishnu form of the Lord with all his famous emblems, right? Like Gada means Shank, Chakra, Gada. So Shank is like a conch shell, then Chakra is the disc in his hand, and Kamal, the lotus flower. So he could see all that. Yes, please.
You are the supreme primeval object. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the external religion, the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion.
Please continue.
You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Mataji, you have to check your microphone. I think there's some issue. It's not clear. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, it states, what does it state? Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, it is written, Vasudeva para Veda, Vasudeva paramakhaha, means what is the goal? The goal of cultivating all this Vedic knowledge is ultimately to reach God. So all the sacrifices that we do, all the yajnas, it is all meant to please him. So in his tribute to Lord Krishna, what is Arjuna doing? He's expressing his realization. He is saying that the personal form of Lord, he's standing before him, he is the same supreme absolute truth, He's saying you are the absolute truth, which is the object of all the Vedas. We read all the Vedas for what? For you, for the God, to reach God. And you are there right in front of me. There is no limit. There is no limit to all the 6 opulences of Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? In the 16th verse before this, what we had read, Arjuna had said, oh Lord, you are without beginning, without middle, without end. I can't see that. He's again repeating it after 3 verses. He says, I can't see, out of excitement over what he's saying. So excited, he's repeating the same thing again and again. He again says, you can't see your, beginning. You are without origin, middle, or end. Anantimad, Anadimadhyantam, Anantaviryam, Anantabahum, Shashi Surya Netram. Again, he's repeating the same thing because he's saying, he's so amazed. He's so amazed on seeing the universal form. So it's out of that expression of wonder, we say, right? Like if we see a snake suddenly next to me, if I see a snake here, I will jump up and, I'll say, look, snake, 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 snake. Similarly, Arjuna is repeating the words in amazement because God is indeed without beginning or end. Let's continue. Yes, Juma Mataji.
Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between, O Great One. Seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed.
Prithivyo ridamantaram hi vyatam tvayekena dishashta sarva drishtva adbhutam rupamugram tavedam lokatrayam pravyatitam mahatman Dyava Prithivyo. Dyava Prithivyo is the space between heaven and the earth. That's the space in between. Lokatrayam, all the three worlds, right? So Arjuna could see this universal form. So not only Arjuna could see but all the other planetary system could also see. So Dyava Prithivya Ridamantaram Vyata. So Lokatrayam, all the three worlds, everybody could see. So it was actually, it's not that Arjuna was just seeing a dream or something like that, right? Yes, please.
All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings, crying all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Arjuna is seeing here the Kala Rupa of Lord Krishna, the all-devouring form, time, right? So all the onslaught of time, it consumes everybody. Everybody has to die. Even the greatest of personality, the president, the prime minister, whoever is king, queen, everybody has to die, including the demigods. So Arjuna is seeing them. They are entering into this universal form with folded hands, like eternal servitors into the Kala Rupa of God. So at the same time, he can see all the sages, all the perfected souls around the Lord they are worshipping him with their thought, word, deeds. All the demigods in the planetary systems, they are completely terrified. They're fearing his terrific manifestation of this universal form, which is so difficult to see. And because it has such glaring effulgence, right? So they're praying for protection. God, just be pleased. Okay. Let's see. In the Lord's dash, Krishna pushes all material entities towards destruction. In what form?
Kala Rupa.
Kala Rupa, yes, correct. Very good. So he takes everything he eats, right? Yes, please, Aishwarya Mata.
O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with this many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth, and as they are disturbed, so am I.
Rupam mahate bahuvaktra netram mahabaho bahubahu rupadam bahudaram bahudramshrakaralam drishtva loka pravyatitat tathaham. Numerous hands, numerous legs, numerous faces, stomach of God, everywhere, they are everywhere. Supreme entity has thousands of head, thousands of eyes, thousands of feet. It's like, he has enveloped the whole universe. And of course, he is transcendental to it, right? He's above everything. He is residing in the heart of all humans. Yes, please.
O all-pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the skies, your gaping mouths and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind.
Yeah, Arjuna is telling Hare Krishna. He's saying, after seeing the universal form of God, that, the Arjuna's relationship with Lord Krishna kind of, changed, the nature changed. Earlier, he was like intimate friend, very interacted in very informal manner. Yeah, that's because of love. So because of love, a devotee also forgets that the formal position of the Lord, right? Whenever you are a devotee, you love him so much. You are not going to be very formal with your friend. If formality is going to be there, then you cannot love fully. Like, for example, a wife loves her husband very deeply, right? So let's take the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. Okay, so he has a wife, Sophie Trudeau, maybe, right? So even though he may be the Prime Minister of Canada, his wife will look upon him as her husband only, right? And that is how she will be able to interact with him in an intimate manner, right? If she keeps this knowledge in her head that my husband is the Prime Minister of Canada, then each time he will come inside the house, she will okay, she will stand up on her feet and then in a very formal way, she will pay respect to him. If she thinks of his official position as her husband, right, instead of her husband, he won't be able to love him so much. Same thing applies in case of God also. The Vrajvasis, the Gopas, and all, they used to treat him, Lord Krishna, as the dearest friend, dearest buddy. They used to play games together. Krishna would lose game, and then Krishna was asked to become a horse by sitting on all fours, and then his friends would ride on his back, and cowherd friends would, remember. If had the Gopas or Gopis remembered that he was God, they would not do any of such things. Once Krishna became Chaturbhuja Rupa and he was standing over there during Brahma Vimohana Leela, once or some other time, he was standing as Vishnu Rupa. The gopis were looking around for Krishna. They passed by Lord Vishnu and they just looked in and they just bowed their head and went on doing their job because they want Krishna only, because they want that intimate form, right? Yes. Is there? We have done, right? Okay. Next. Yes. Juma Mataji. Juma Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Horns of Dhritarashtra, along with their elite kings and we Drona, Karna, and our chief
We
soldiers.
cannot hear you properly. Raina Prabhuji, I guess.
Hanji, Hanji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their elite kings, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouths. And some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth.
Continue.
As the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter the blazing into your mouths.
Yes.
Hare
So
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. In the previous verse, what Lord promised to show Arjuna all the things that will be very interesting to see, right? So now Arjuna, what is he seeing? He's seeing the leaders of opposition party, the war. Bhishma, Drona, Karna, all the sons of Dhritarashtra, their side soldiers, Arjuna's side soldiers, all are being killed, all are being annihilated, you can see that. So what does this indicate? It indicates that after the death, nearly all the people who are in the Kurukshetra war will be killed, and Arjuna will emerge as victorious. So it is mentioned here that Bhishma, who is supposed to be unconquerable, he will also be smashed. So as Karna also will die. So not only the great warriors, even some of Arjuna's side soldiers will also be killed. So there were so many noble kings, warriors in the war. They were fighting as their duty. They want to take part, right? Because they have to fight for their allied party. So they are ready to lay down their lives on the battlefield. So Arjuna is comparing them. It's looking, when the soldiers are going into the mouth of Lord Krishna, all these people, he's comparing it to a river wave willingly merging into ocean. So as many, when waves of the river flow into ocean, he is saying, it looks like, when the great warriors, they are entering into blaze, they are entering, these warriors enter blazing into your mouth, it appears as if the waves of the river are going into ocean. It is appearing like that to Arjuna. He's comparing that. Arjuna saw the leaders of the opposite party being dashed in the universal form of the Lord.
Annihilated.
Annihilated, correct. Very good. And let's go on. Yes, Jhuma Mataji, is your microphone fine?
I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. O Vishnu, I see you devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible scorching rays. O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So there were so many kings and warriors. They were fighting because of their duty, and they were ready to lay down their lives in the battlefield. So Arjuna is again comparing them to river wave willingly merging into the ocean. There were many others who were just fighting because they wanted some selfish reason. They were having some greed, out of their own self-interest. Okay, if I fight and they win, maybe I'll get something. So who is Arjuna comparing them to? He's comparing them to the moth. Whenever there is a light bulb, you see the moths rushing over there. So he's comparing them with moths being lured ignorantly towards that incinerating fire, that whenever you see the light bulb and the moths going there, he's comparing that to them. So in both cases, both are dying. They're going towards their death only. So ultimately, see, Lord is behind the creation, the maintenance, and the whole annihilation process. He is the one, he is the force behind it. Right now, what is happening is Arjuna is seeing the Krishna's all devouring form, where he can see all his friends, all his allies, all the opposition party, everybody from all the sides. It's going inside Arjuna, Lord Krishna's mouth. He's really petrified. He's so scared by this spectacle that Arjuna is requesting Lord Krishna. He says, oh, please. Earlier, Arjuna only requested, can you please show me the universal form, Krishna? And now when Krishna showed it, Arjuna is completely agitated. He is disturbed. He is not able to see that. After seeing this unbelievable cosmic spectacle, he wants now the very heart of God's nature and purpose. What is it? Who are you? What is your purpose? What is your mission? Why have you come? What is it? Can you please tell me? So, in reply to Arjuna's question, who he is, Lord will tell about his nature as I am the all-powerful time, the destroyer of the universe. Warriors entering into Vishwarupa form compared to what?
Rivers entering into ocean.
Rivers
Yes,
entering into
rivers.
ocean.
Correct. The two questions Arjuna asks in 11.31 are,
Who are you? What is your
Who are
mission?
you? What is your
Correct.
mission?
Okay. Yes, Aishwarya Mataji.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds. I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both the sides will be slain. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Arjuna had asked, right? Who are you? What is your mission? So in response to that question, as to who he is, Lord is telling him, he's saying, I am the powerful time, the destroyer of the universe. So, of course, Arjuna knew that Krishna is his friend, Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Param Brahma, Paradhama. He was still puzzled by his, various forms that Lord Krishna was exhibiting right now. Now he's amazed completely. So he's asking, what is your actual mission? What is the actual mission of this devastating force? What is it? So eventually, everyone will be devoured like a meal by the Supreme Lord. And Lord Krishna over here, what is he doing? He's presenting himself in that form, all devouring time. He is trying to show that except for a few Pandavas, everyone, whoever was present on the battlefield would be devoured by him. So Initially, Arjuna did not want to fight. And he said, it's better not to fight. Then there will be no frustration, nothing, it will be peaceful. But Lord says, no, it's not right. In reply, Lord just said that even if he did not fight, every one of them would definitely die. They will be destroyed. But that was the original plan by the Lord. If Arjuna would stop fighting, they would die in another way, but they have to die. So even if he did not fight, they would still die. That was the original plan of Lord Krishna. So if warriors are already as good as dead, then why should Arjuna fight? Is the question that comes. So Lord Krishna is going to explain that. Why Arjuna should fight if they are already as good as dead? Yes, please. Raina Mataji.
Therefore, get up and prepare to fight. After conquering your enemies, you will enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Sarva Sachin, can be put an instrument in the light in this fight.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna's instructions are Tasmat Tvamuttishta Yasho Labhasva Jitva Shatrun Bhumshva Rajyam Samruddham Mayaivaite Nihatav Purvameva Nimittamatram Bhava Savyasachin. Savyasachin. Savyasachin here means what? One who can shoot arrows in an expert way, in the field. So Krishna says, just become my instrument. Nimittamatram. You just be my instrument. So word is very, very important that he is just nimit matram. Just, how, the doctor is holding his capilla just to cut. That's instrument. His instrument, he is using it. So you become my instrument. The whole world that is moving according to the plan of God, right? Supreme Personality of Godhead. Foolish people, they are foolish people, mudhas, who do not have enough knowledge. They think that nature is moving according to its own, and there is by accident some formations are happening. Something is happening just by chance, something is happening. No, nothing is happening by chance. So Lord Krishna reveals to Arjuna that Kauravas are going to die. Kingdom of Hastinapur will be yours. You will have to administer it in according to the rules of dharma. And he has already decided what is going to be the outcome of Kurukshetra war, and who all will be annihilated. All the unrighteous people will be dead, and the victory of dharma or righteousness will be there, will prevail. So in this grand scheme for the welfare of the world, it cannot be changed. It cannot be averted by any means. It's unrighteous. It has to end, means it has to get destroyed. That's God's plan. That's it. So he is now telling Arjuna, I want to tell you that you be just my instrument, nimitta matram. That's it, right? So actually, God he doesn't need anybody. He does not need the help of any human for his work. Actually, we need to be eternally grateful in case we get some seva to do for him. And in case we can do work to fulfill his wish, we should be eternally grateful to God, right? So opportunities that come our way to do something for the pleasure of Lord, that's actually a special blessing if you get that kind of seva. It is by taking these opportunities that we attract his grace, his special grace, and achieve whatever. We become permanent position, and we become dasa, we become servants of God also. So Lord Krishna here is encouraging Arjuna. He said, just be my nimitta matram savyasachin, be my instrument. You have such exceptional skills of archery, right? You have by my grace, you have got everything. So that is why he's calling him Savyasachin. It means he is an expert archer, because he was ambidextrous also, means he was able to shoot arrows using either hand. He could use left or right, both hands. That is why it was called like that. By choosing to be controlled by Krishna, a devotee becomes his
Part and parcel.
Yes.
Instrument.
instrument. Yes, he becomes his instrument. What does Savyasachin refer to in Bhagavad Gita 11.33?
Refers to one who can shoot arrows very expertly in the field.
Correct. Very nice. Yes, please. Who has to read? Jhuma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
The blessed Lord said, all the great warriors, Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna are already destroyed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies.
Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jayadratham cha Karnam tathanya apiyodha viran maya hatastvam jahima vyathishta yuddhasva jetasi rane sapatnan. Many of the generals from Kaurava's side, they were undefeatable in combat. You cannot defeat them. For example, Dronacharya, he said, Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jayadratham cha Drona. Drona, he had received all the knowledge of all the weapons, how to use it, how to neutralize them. He got it from God Parshurama, who was the avatar of God. Bhishma, he had the boon. He got Ichha Mrityu, right? He could choose his time of death. And if God wished him to die, then of course, then there is nobody who could save him. Jayadratha, he had the boon that whoever would, caused his head to fall on the ground would instantly have his own head, it will burst into pieces. Karn, he got a special weapon from Shakti, right? It was given to him by Indra. He was keeping that for only Arjuna. He wanted to, out of vengeance, he kept it for Arjuna only. So Lord Krishna is telling that he has already decided the outcome, and he wishes Arjuna to become his instrument, nimitta matram, the medium to accomplish it and receive all the credit, all the glories, of the conquest, right? So, as you know, devotees also, they like to glorify God. All the time they want to glorify God. It's God's nature also to glorify his devotees also. So Lord Krishna doesn't want okay, Lord Krishna has done everything. He doesn't want credit for himself. Like, a very, very proud mother. See, my child has got this certificate. Similarly, God also, he wishes everyone to say after the war, Arjuna was the one who fought so valiantly. He secured victory for Pandavas and all that, right? In spiritual life too, what happens sometimes, we become very disheartened sometimes because we are not able to remove all these doshas we have of kama, krodha, moha, lobha, mad, matsarya, anger, greed, envy, pride, all this we are not able to remove. So we become little discouraged and disheartened. Then Guru comes in our life and he encourages us. He said, no, don't be dejected. You will fight, and you will be able to conquer the enemies of your mind because God wants you to succeed. So your effort will be instrumental, while God is going to help you win by his grace, right? So please read. Yes, continue.
Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna trembled fearfully, offered obeisances to folded hands and began falteringly to speak as follows. We have
Arjuna was telling Hare Krishna. Arjuna's reaction upon hearing Lord Krishna's call to action, come on, do it. He was, because the situation was created by the universal form of Lord, right? Arjuna was very, very terrified. And he started offering respectful obeisances to Krishna again and again and again. And his voice was faltering all the time. He was praying to him, but not as a friend, right? As a devotee, he was completely in awe, in amazement. Yes, please, Aishwarya Mata.
Arjuna said, O master of the senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. Hare Krishna.
So when Arjuna saw the universal form, he said, all the devatas are enjoying, they are taking pleasure, but demons, they don't like it. They are atheists. They cannot stand anybody praising Lord. The devotee likes to glorify the Lord because he knows whatever he does is good for all. But demons, they flee away. Yes, please.
O great one, greater even than Brahma, you are the original creator. Why then should they not offer their respectful obeisances unto you? O limitless one, God of gods, refugee of the universe, you are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So justifying all the 4 verses, why the behavior, why Arjuna was behaving. He says, Kasme Chatena Namiran Mahatman means Why should they not? Why should all the living beings not offer humble obeisances to you? They should. The whole entire creation has come out of you, has emanated out of you. So it is being sustained by you. It is going to be annihilated by you. It will be merged into you. So he's saying that Krishna is greater than Brahma. He's telling over here. And Brahma is created by him. And Brahma is born out of the lotus stem, that grown out of the navel abdomen of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Who's what? Krishna's plenary expansion. So therefore Brahma and all other devatas, they should definitely offer their respectful obeisances, he said. Why should they not? They should. Yes, please. Juma Mataji.
You are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refugee above the material modes, all limitless form. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is Arjuna addressing Lord as? He is an original divine person, the cause, Sarva Karana Karanam, he's saying. So every object, every personality, it has a cause, it has a source from which it is coming out from, right? Where it is coming out. Even Lord Vishnu has a cause. Although he is a form of God, he is also an expansion of Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna is not an expansion of any personality. He is the Sarva Karana Karanam, and he's causeless. He is the first cause of everything that is existing in this whole world. So even Brahma prays to him like this, right? Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadiradi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Brahma Samita. Lord Brahma is also praying that Lord Krishna is the original form of Supreme Lord. He is his personality. He is full of knowledge, full of bliss, right? He is the origin of all. He is without any origin. He is the cause of all causes. Sarv Karan Karanam. Let's see further. Yes, please. Aishwarya Mataji.
Thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend. Not knowing your glories, please forgive me, whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times, jesting as well as we relaxed, lay on the same bed or sat or ate together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of many friends. O inflammable one, please excuse me for all those offenses. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sakheti matva prasabham yaduktam. He Krishna, he Yadava, he Sakheti. Ajanata mahimanam tavedam maya pramadat pranayena vapi. Yattapaha sartham asatkrutosi vihara shayya sanabhojaneshu. Eko tavapyachutastat samaksham. He's admitting, Arjuna is admitting, before Krishna assumed this universal form, he is explaining, you were my intimate friend. After seeing the universal form, Arjuna is very painfully, very much aware that, Lord Krishna is not merely friend or any, just like that. He is a supreme divine personality whom Devatas, Gandharvas, Siddhas, all are worshipping. Now he's feeling little regret, I have respected you so many times, he has called him Yadava. He has been calling, oh my friend, oh Krishna, hey Yadav, come, and without even acknowledging his opulences. But Krishna is so kind. He's so merciful. In spite of such opulences, we would have been completely, heavy head we would have had. But Krishna is merciful. He's playing with Arjuna as a friend. Arjuna has seen his opulence in the universal form, but he cannot forget his friendly relationship with Krishna. So what is he doing? He's begging now. He's begging for forgiveness. He says, I'm so sorry for whatever I may have done. I had forgotten that, in the forgetfulness of this divinity of Krishna's personality. Why Arjuna asks for forgiveness to Krishna for his informal behavior towards him?
B.
Yes. Because he showed Arjuna that Krishna is a supreme personality.
Supreme.
Yes, please. Rena Mataji. Hare Krishna. Juma Mataji. Aishwarya Mataji.
After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead. O Lords of Lord, O Adobe of the universe. Hare
So
Krishna.
he was, yeah, Hare Krishna. He's very joyful that his friend Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has shown such nice universal form. But at the same time, after seeing this, he also remembers that he has committed so many offenses in the past out of unalloyed friendship, of course. But his mind is disturbed. He's a little bit scared now. He is no actually he has no reason to fear, but he has that fear. So he's asking Krishna to show his Narayana form, Chaturbhuja Rupa, because he can assume any form now. Arjuna knows about it. So universal form, it's material, it's temporary, because this material world is also temporary, right? So we may think why is because it is not eternally situated up there in spiritual world. It's not there in spiritual sky like Krishna's other forms. This is not permanent thing. As far as devotee is concerned, he is not eager to see the universal form. Only Arjuna wanted to see, right? That is why Krishna revealed it. In Vaikuntha planets, if you go, his transcendental form will be all four-handed Narayana forms. So now Arjuna is requesting him to show Chaturbhuja Rupa. Let's see. Why a devotee is not interested in the universal form of the Lord?
Because it doesn't enable to have loving relationship.
B.
Correct. Relationship with the Lord. Yes, please. Yes, please. Rena Mataji, are you ready?
Yes. Hanji. O universal Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form, with helmeted head and with club wheel, conch and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form.
So Arjuna, Hare Krishna. Arjuna knew Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? This is temporary universal form. He is asking, can you show me the Narayan form, please? Because he prefers that, anyone seeing that Almighty God, in the human form, so that he can actually relate to him more now, like a friend. So he's saying, he is addressing Krishna as Sahasrabaho Bhava Vishwamurte. Sahasrabahu means thousand-armed one. He has seen already, right, the universal form. That is why he's saying that. But he is requesting to show the Chaturbhuja Rupa of Vishnu, Narayana form. Yes, please. Juma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
O best of the Kuru warriors, no one before you has ever seen this universal form of mine. For neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances can I be seen in this form in the material world.
So Lord Krishna is very well declaring, you do whatever, your own self-effort if you put, you may study Veda texts, you may do a lot of ceremonies, yajnas you will do severe austerities, you may fast, you may do a lot of charity also. Still, you will not be able to bestow, it's not sufficient to bestow, the vision of this cosmic form of the God, the universal form of the God. It is only and only possible by his grace. If he doesn't show the grace, it's not possible. With our eyes, it's not possible, right? The logic behind is very straightforward. Supreme Lord, he is non-material, he is divine. So, right? So to have that kind of divine form, we need divine eyes if you want to see the divine form. When God bestows his grace upon us, upon the soul, he gives us divine power, then to our material eyes, then only we will be able to see him. So we can perform all these, we can accept all the body penances, charity, study of Vedas, but unless and until we are a devotee like Arjuna, not possible to see the universal form. Yes, please continue.
You have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. Hare
Hare Krishna. In the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was worried about killing Bhishma, Drona, all the gurus and all. But Krishna said, you need not be worried about killing a grandfather. When the sons of Dhritarashtra and they were trying to disrobe Draupadi in the assembly of the Kurus, what was Bhishma and Drona doing? They were silent. And for such negligence of duty, they ought to be killed. And Krishna showed his universal form to Arjuna just to show that these people were already killed for whatever unlawful action they had done. So the scene was just to show Arjuna, because as such devotees are what? They're very peaceful, they're very calm, they're very kind, they cannot do horrible actions, right? That is why universal form was shown. So now Arjuna wanted to see the Chaturbhuja Rupa. So Krishna reveals his Chaturbhuja Rupa, Narayan form, right? And Arjuna sees Narayan form of Krishna. Yes, please. Aishwarya Mata.
Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, having spoken thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-armed form and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So when Krishna appeared before Vasudeva Devaki, he also appeared in four-armed form, Narayana only. Then he transformed into ordinary child, right? So Krishna knew Arjuna was not interested in this four-armed form. So Arjuna asked to show Chaturbhuja Rupa. So Krishna showed everything, because Arjuna is asking, Krishna is showing. He knows Arjuna is not interested in that. So again, he got into two-handed form. That is why it's written here, Bhutva Punas Soumya Vapur Mahatma Soumya. Soumya Vapur Mahatma means what? It's a very beautiful form. It's known as the most beautiful, Soumya, beautiful. So whenever he was present, everyone was attracted towards Krishna. He was so beautiful, so charming. And because Krishna, he is the director of the whole universe, right? So he just removed all kinds of fears from Arjuna's heart, because he was his devotee. He showed him again his beautiful form, right? So in Brahma Samhita also it is stated, Brahma also says, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, only a person whose eyes is smeared with ointment of love, he can only see such beautiful form of Lord Krishna. What is the meaning of Soumya Vapu?
Beautiful form of the Lord.
Yes, please. Rena Mataji. I don't know your real name, Mataji, but yes.
Rana.
Okay.
Yeah. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, O Janardhan, seeing this human-like form so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind and I am restored to my original nature. Hare Krishna.
Arjuna said, Arjuna Vacha, Drishtvedam Manusham Rupam Tava Soumyam Janardana, Idanimasmi Samvrittaha, Sacheta Prakriti Gataha, seeing this beautiful two-armed form of Lord Krishna. Arjuna said, okay, my Sakha has come back. That friendly emotion returned. He regained his composure and he is back to normal, back to his friendship days. So yes, please, Juma Mataji.
The blessed Lord said, my dear Arjuna, the form which you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form which is so dear. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Sudur Darshamidam Rupam Drishtavanasi Yanmama Deva Apyasya Rupasya Nityam Darshina Kankshana. They want to see. Arjuna had seen the universal form, right? He praised it. And it's not available for everyone. Lord Krishna does not want him to, slacken his love for the personal form of God. So Lord Krishna is telling him, which Arjuna is seeing God in whatever Arjuna has sought. It's a rare thing to see. Nobody is able to see. He's emphasizing that also. He's saying, even the Devatas also, they yearn to realize God in his two-armed personal form, who is standing in front of Arjuna. But this is not possible even if you do a lot of Vedic studies or austerities, fire sacrifices, whatever you may be doing. God can only be known through his grace, right? Those who are engaging in devotion, they will be able to see. So human-like two-handed form, Manusham Rupa, most beautiful, Soumya Vapuhu, very difficult to see, Sudur Darsha Midam Rupam. So if none of these means can help God to realize God in his personal form, how can he be seen in this manner? So he will reveal his secret. What is the secret? Let's see. Yes, please, Aishwarya Mataji.
My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding.
Very clear. So Krishna can only be understood by process of devotional service. Now Krishna only has told. Krishna has emphasized bhakti as the means of attaining him, right? In 11.48 also, he had stated that universal form can only be seen by because of devotion. Now, in this verse also, Lord Krishna is declaring that his two-armed form that he is standing before Arjuna, it can be only realized through bhakti, he says. Without devotion, no one can ever be able to attain God. No matter whatever endeavor you may do the practice of Ashtanga Yoga, you may do austerities, knowledge, detach, everything you may do. But unless and until there is devotion to it, it's not possible, right? So Lord Krishna is going to tell what bhakti is. Matkarma kranmat paramaha madbhakta sangha varjitaha nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yes samameti pandava. Yes, Ainama. Aishwarya Mataji. Juma Mataji.
My dear Arjuna,
Whoever.
one who is engaged in my pure devotional service, free from the contamination of previous activities and from mental speculation, who is friendly to every living entity, certainly comes to me. Hare Krishna.
Very clear. This is the essence, this verse is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because devotee is very friendly to everyone. That is why he said he has no enemy. Nirvaira. Nirvaira means, how is this? Because devotee who is in Krishna consciousness, he knows that he has to do devotional service to Krishna, and that only can help him to get away from the problems of life. He has this personal experience, right? He has experienced it personally. So he wants to introduce this system, Krishna consciousness, to all of them, all his friends, his relatives, his loved ones, human society, everyone. There are many, many examples, right? Even Jesus Christ, who was crucified, he was also, he sacrificed his life, right? He was a devotee of Lord. He sacrificed his life for spreading God consciousness, right? So at the end of 9th chapter also, Lord had told Arjuna, he said, Manmana bhavamat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishasi yukvaivam atmanam mat parayanaha. He had told, fix your mind upon me and be devoted to me, right? So to enhance this devotion, he continued to tell further secrets. In 10th chapter he told, 11th chapter he continuously told. So in previous verse also he said, he emphasized the path of devotion, right? You have to do devotional service. Now he's concluding the chapter. How? He is highlighting the characteristics of those devotees who are completely engaged in devotional service. What are their characteristics? Let's see. They perform all their duties for only Krishna. That's it. Mat karma krit. They do only for Krishna, whatever karma they do. They depend upon Krishna and they consider him to be supreme. Mat paramaha. They are completely devoted to Krishna. They love him to bits. Mad bhakta, completely devoted. They are free from any kind of attachment. They don't have. So sangha varjitaha, they have no attachment as such. They have no hatred towards any being. Nirvaira, they have no hatred towards. These are the characteristics of who are in devotional service. So they see God residing in everyone and they forgive for any kind of wrongdoing also, they will forgive. So the whole purport of this 11th chapter is that the form of Krishna is very, very essential and it's supreme. And the devotee who is in Krishna consciousness will always say only this. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Pankaja Nabhaya Nama Pankaja Maline Nama Pankaja Netraya Namaste Pankajangre, because he's completely into Krishna. He's giving respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. He is the son of boy of Nanda. He is with other cowherd men in Vrindavan. He loves cows and everything, right? And he says, I want to give respectful obeisances, whose abdomen is marked with the depression like a lotus flower, and he's wearing the garlands of lotus flower. His eyes, his glance is as cool as lotus. His feet, they are also engraved with lotus. Hare Krishna. The essence of Bhagavad Gita is
Perform bhakti and
attain Krishna. Hari Bol. So yes, Arjuna requests Krishna to show his universal form. Drishtum ichchami te rupam. Purushottama, Lord Krishna describes his universal form. Bahunya drishta purvani. Arjuna's vision of universal form. Aneka vaktra nayanam, anekadbhuta darshanam. Arjuna's experience of universal form. Dhritim na vindami, shamam cha Vishnu. Krishna's reply, Kalosmi, Lokakshev Krit Pravruttho. Arjuna's prayers, Sagat Gada Bhita Bhita Pranamya. Then pure bhakti is needed to see Krishna. Bhaktya Tvananyaya Shakya Aham Evam Vidhorjuna. So this was the summary of chapter 11. And okay. Vancha kalpate rupyashcha kripa sindhubhyo evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So tomorrow we will be doing chapter 12, that is Bhakti Yoga. Let's see that. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.